MVP of Rio, the best player over the longest period of time consistently for Virtus.pro. No matter who pops in and is good sometimes and is good for a few months, Jaime in the end will always be the best player on the team, and the most important player on the team, the heart and soul, and the best fragger on the team overall. But not on this version. This version, it's been a little sketchy so far.
Yep, and I would say off their last event, mechanically, some of the worst we've seen of Jaime ever. Some incredibly lackluster op shots at times. So it's not just calling, maybe just individual level 2. Flash in the middle of the smoke. Fame from Green gets a 1. He's got Jaime to tether off of. Nice recovery here from Tesses and Nikadaz. And as the smoke fades inside of the site, we've got all of Heroic stuck up inside of the bomb site. They're going to go take a glance, down through Temple as Nerds pops off with the P250.
This is one where they can actually join up with Nerds getting this kill and just go clear backside together. But they have to worry about Donut too, actually. They don't know where one of two players are. They want info before they plant.
In terms of
actually a hard...
Go on.
This is actually a very difficult plant. So Bomb's going to walk in. They've got to be worried about these two angles in CT as well as Donut, and they don't know where the second player is. Oh, there's the kill, though.
Nice.
Oh, wow. He does it all by himself.
All he's got to do, Nerds, 3 kills with the P250, shutting it down in the 3v3, looking more like a 1v3 as far as Nerds is concerned. And making that bomb plant and close look easy. Wow, that was a fully blind inside of the smoke Glock spam headshot, huh?
Wow. Crazy.
You hate to see it. You love to see it. Depends on what side of the coin you're on tonight.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one team with the new economy changes I want to keep my closest eye on, right? If somebody's going to be crunching numbers better than anybody else, it should be Jaime. Notorious with the moolah. And for now, they go no buy. A Zeus for Flit, that's it.
I mean, it's an incredibly personal question, but I'd really like to know how much money Jaime has in real life.
Well, I mean, if Jaime's gonna mirror Simple's content, maybe he should do it for Steeko too.
Yeah, true. That'd be a great video.
Oh, the Zeus worked. $200 well invested. Everybody else gets swept away, but it's 1 kill for the VP USP round.
There's some questions right now about what's Kicksan's upward potential as an IGL when he can start well and he can sort of surprise, but can he grow, right? Can he grow? Like we saw the Paris Major run, but I mean, in 2023, it was pretty much just the Paris Major run. Then we see him go on to Heroic, and of all the crazy things that happened back then with Falcons taking the best players from Vitality and Ents, he survives with Heroic, and it seems like an amazing move, and they actually do so well. They basically go undefeated up until the elimination stage of the Major, then just disappear, and then from then just disappear. And so if they didn't do that, then it would sort of be like, okay, who's this prodigy and how much better can he get and how many players can he throw at him to just figure things out very fast. But now it's sort of a question of, is he a one-pump chump? But not really. I just mean, is he a honeymoon hero? You know, is he somebody who is very good with simple calls, organizing things on a basic level, but once his team starts to get a bit red, then he falls apart a little bit or needs to learn more about how to get better?
Electronic is inside of the elbow smoke. Over him. There's no way.
I had no idea because he was in the smoke.
Oh, no, he understands. Something's up. Yeah, he snagged his feet. Electronic just trying to stare down at his, but he's not going to get away with that. I mean, ambitious, to say the least. Unreal. You thought you were going to get away with that? Norbert tries to get the spam on the planter. Not going to happen here. 5v4 for Heroic in the post plant. But Cave is just so occupied. And Nerds, you're not going to clear it. That'll be his demise. He thought about it. but he didn't go deep enough on the clear, so the retake starts to boil. Kixan actually catches him on the exit. Virtus.pro are going to call it quits here, and that's James dead. Norbert luckily able to grab an M4. Fame's life not guaranteed. Norbert gets swept away, and so you go for the save call, but not everybody's safe at the moment, and Heroic will take the third round regardless.
Yeah, it's a loop-de-loop. A round through Donut into mid, back, and they'll try to fight, and they'll successfully fight, it looks like. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, okay, no bullets in. Nikadoz goes down, and Heroic with the 3-0 start. So this was the most awkward part of the round, but that was just about it. The other thing about Kixan that's interesting is that he's also a very good player. He's a very, very good player. I'm pretty convinced that he could fill as a rifler and not have to call, and just fill as a rifler on another team or something if you wanted to. So that also helps out in terms of, like, you know, you keep rounds simple, you're really good with honeymoons or whatever. He doesn't require getting carried. He's somebody who actually has really big matches himself.
I do think that some of the shuffling pieces around him, though, has kind of brought that down a bit. His last 3 months, he's sitting at a sub 0.9, just because, like, the transition phase, you know, the identity crisis. He was looking better with a hard dedicated op, right? We saw it with Dexter. Right. Yeah, I feel like that's what he's used to having, and that was started kind of taking it off again. And that's when we double back to your questions about, like, you know, what can he work with? What can't he work with? What are the depths of his IGLing?
Yeah. My only problem with that, and actually, hold on, let's see what happens this round. But I would like to talk about that more. Here's Jame with a kill. They have donut control. They have a 5v4. They have a late flank. This elbow opportunity here for the CT side and T side is interesting. Oh, that's a big one.
Man, it is missed. There's so much desperate moves going on. Look at this MP9 push from Electronic behind Shush. And, like, you still can't tell who's going to come out on top because the health is so low on the other two. That was chaos. And Flit, now he's sticking this bomb? No way.
He's going to do
5 seconds. All the way down. What are these rounds?
They didn't even go to Donut.
What?
They were too late to stop that.
Can I take a pause for them?
Yeah, wow. What? I don't think I've ever seen Virtus.pro stick a bomb while people were still alive.
I don't know if they knew it was an option. Maybe Electronic let them know. No.
Come new.
Oh. Okay, hold on. We're getting a little wild out of the gates here.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous round. Oh. What?
Oh, he beats him with an MP9.
Wow.
Norbert's first kill of the map. Nikadoz forces him back with the Molotov, tries to give chase ever so slightly. Doesn't want to run the risk of dying out, as the positioning here for Heroics is solid.
Yeah, that's good pressure. Actually, for Heroic outside of B, and there it's with damage. That damage, if that was a kill, whole different round. And you see what happens when you get any kind of mid-interaction, then you can split to the other side of the map, especially knowing where the opera is. So this will cause that pendulum rotation. Bomb is staying put for a second. And if this gets too scraggly, it's going to limit the rotation back. There's a chance that Electronic changes the makeup of this round and has no idea that Tessus is right beside him. Like, there's no way that Nikadoz closes this, right?
No chance. Electronic gets back.
Also didn't make noise back there. Why is this so awkward?
Chain missed shot.
Oh my God.
Huge swing from Shush. Norbert now behind them.
Going B.
Electronic's going to be caught off by this, surely, but Norbert eventually is going to start calling, like, there's no sound over here. So, yeah, Electronic becomes wary of it. They start to run in. He swings wide. They don't expect him. The hunters become the hunted, and Nikadoz just has to put bomb down. Electronic chases him out. Nikadoz gun in hand. Great job from Electronic to just guarantee that he stays alive by diving into cave, posts up, pre-sprays, and Nikadoz walks into it. That's a big round. 4 frags for Electronic.
They did too much there, right? They should have just sent that bomb back when they had Donut and they saw the op on A. They could have smoked James out of the rotation. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have nades. That's why. But I feel like there was a clear moment right there where they didn't need to lurk through A, get a kill, and split to the B site. They could have actually just went all the way through, taken the A site, been there ahead of the op, confirmed, and not worried about anything weird happening. But instead, Electronic gets this, which is a perfect timing for him. Absolutely. But it's also 15 seconds on the clock, and that's why they're running and jumping.
We're getting weird, and it's only 5 rounds in. TeSS burning, down to 11. Bottom mid control for Electronic, looking to be a key piece of another round, but TeSS into the cave. Met by an incendiary, and Electronic uses that as his chance to pull back.
James to the plate. TeSS looking like he's going to go flying by this, but that's in a second. Again, waiting for that bomb.
Flick to forward, move it,
Clean.
And yeah, no headshot needed, still nails it. Electronic here to support. Very confident tethering going on from VP inside of the caves. Kicksan hoping that they maybe push out beyond. But no need just yet with smoke still up and Flit hanging on to another.
VP starting to get out towards the A site. They're worried about that long rotation back the other way, so this is a misread on the map. The attack will come into the B site. Lot to do with Norbert here. He's low on HP. He's talking.
He's got the support coming over. He almost kills Shush, and Flit can just stay comfortably tucked inside of the cave. Nade would have exposed the bomb planter, but James got the follow-up frag instead. So tied game early on. James with 2, Flit with 2, and Electronic so mobile that round.
Yeah, these are some good rounds overall from VP, and starts with Electronic getting his timing and his 4K. Really good reclaim here inside of Cave with the smoke to go down. They had good info the whole round. And they made the final destination of Heroic quite public.
Now stuck on pistols, we'll see Flit feel like he can go a little more aggressive off of the flash of Norbert. Throughout the struggles of VP as of late, Flit has been the most consistent rifler on the team.
How's that smoke? Outside B. See if TeSS is standing in it or not.
Yeah, completely blind.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Imagine they change CT smokes.
Don't give them ideas. 2 players on the angle there as they come out elbow. Flit and James both missing a chance at a freebie, but they're confident enough to come back, and look at that. It's an easy shutdown. All 5 kills in an instant. VP in the lead.
Yeah, they don't really have access to mid unless they have B control, and they just tried to test it a little bit just to scare VP to see if they were playing low. But Saw's going to get in the mix now, see if they can come up with an interesting idea. And I think Nikodas does show that he is a strong player that can rifle, which is actually, it is a real bonus, but very few people have the X factor that Dagster does. And I think at the end of the day, some rounds he's winning because it's him and not because it's the team. And that's a very hard sort of position to satisfy no matter who you are. And he competes with the best of them, right? Whoever the best oppers are. He can always stand out.
I thought for sure that with his, absence in competitive play for as long as he was out, a year on the sidelines, that he would have some ring rust when he came back to it. But his presence definitely felt out of the gate with Heroic. So maybe he did the right call, waited for a great chance in a team that's shown promise so far this year. Recent struggles, perhaps he's the solution. But Electronic, those struggles seem to have come to an end. This is a 9-3 kickoff on his behalf. He has been on every part of the map at the moment. So, I mean, moving him all over the place. And he's getting impact no matter where he stands. Another rifle round that he kicks off to the 5v4. Nikadaz, again, don't know if we've seen him swing with the op yet. What could have been a joke is really just a reality. No op presence from Heroic.
Yeah, that was the weird part, right? It didn't sound like a joke, did it? And it's like, why would that be the way to do this?
That's why you got cut. Like,
yeah.
They want a dedicated op.
You see what I mean? Like, isn't that so confusing?
Yeah.
How could that not be clear?
Yes. We need a new dedicated op. You don't become it. You get cut. You get replaced. You get a chance to come back, and you know, like, what other lesson can you learn from being cut? Like, that's, I don't know. Electronic's going to hear the rotation into the A site. Again, he's been impactful, so let's see what the mechanics can provide. Commits to the spray.
Jesus.
2.5 frags for Electronic, pinned against the wall, no problem. He is off to the races now, 11 frags deep.
Yeah, so the one game that he had played well at BetBoom was the last one, and it was the series they lost. He was the top of the board for Virtus.pro. And again, it was versus Falcons, where they did go on a win streak. That was how Falcons got on a win streak. 2-match win streak for Falcons at BetBoom. But my main concern, actually, it's another fast round. Popping out through elbow. No kill here for Electronic this time. Couple players beaten down. Running around red here. And the Tech9s have got control of B slightly.
Flip more concerned about the mid jump up, but nice reaction regardless. It's definitely a round that Heroic could come through and steal with what's left to do, but waiting at that smoke for the time being. They've got one smoke of their own on Shush. See if they decide to cut off one of the two CTs here in position. Norbert, dangerous angle. Smoke goes in the middle of the site, so they just try to create a pocket for themselves, but instead Norbert just lands the shot on Shush without even seeing him. And with the bomb plant, nice on Norbert. Perfect three-piece to Norbert. Everything has his name stamped across it. That smoke didn't get him off his mark whatsoever.
Yeah, that was pure damage right there. Pure damage. So another good round here for VP on the CT side. Got some impetus now. Yeah. But my only concern was the Kixan Dagster combo at BetBoom was just that it's two guys who seem to be really good on honeymoons, and then we don't see Dagster right after. And so I just want to see more games because I didn't have I knew Dagster was going to have a hot start at BetBoom, and I was still impressed when he did play that well after such a long break. But the question for him is really not about honeymoons or stand-ins or anything like that. It's about longevity. So I was just really hoping we'd get like another tournament where they get to grow and he's more of a known quantity for the teams that they're playing against, and we get to see what happens from there on out.
Looking faster. Shush. Charging up. Oh, shut down. Flit and Norbert combined for the triple kill. Everybody gets shredded. And if Heroic thought that stream of flashbangs was going to be the solution, quick reality check. Sit down.
Oh. VP looking slick. Look how many... There's 3 CTs on the exact same position roaming around. They're just floating, playing these off angles as the T's go searching. It's like there's communicating and picking perfect angles, and then there's this, which is literally the exact opposite, but just being so idiosyncratic that's impossible to find out where you might be playing from. Like no one's even talking to each other. You're just all watching everything.
Little flow state CS from the Virtus.pro. That bomb is under wraps. Flit was looking for the ace. Now that he's down, the rest of the pack will clean up what remains. Nertz, ooh, good effort to get out from Cave. It's still winnable. 2 HP on Nertz, a 1v3 as Fame took a step into his own death. Electronic has done so much, can he clutch? Nertz comes out, bomb sitting beneath Electronic, who's confident to stand on top of it and deliver. VP, their 7th.
Yeah, it's a close call because it's a very nice attempt from Nertz. He's scary in those moments, also on Ancient, but Electronic's too good today. Kicks off with Flit, and then it's just CT sitting on a bomb. It's super easy. So this very simplistic rush call with the chain flashes that come in is not good enough. They send Shush fully through that incendiary. It's not even smoked out. I guess hoping that because it's small, it's going to be less effective, but it still does enough.
Ouch.
Yeah.
What a nade. And then
Another
also
one.
Nikadoz takes another.
Oh. This is a good Electronic.
It's a sight for sore eyes.
It is.
Welcome scene. VP gunning for the 8th round on the CT side. Off of the back of a huge bit of impact here from Electronic and Flit. And like Flit's consistency over on B site specifically is one thing, but Electronic's been so mobile, and that's just bringing another layer of defense to every other part of the map. Everybody's been supported by Electronic at some point throughout this map so far.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe that's what this hybrid Jame Electronic will end up looking like, right? Electronic just kind of being this supportive piece that's got everybody else propped up.
Yeah, I mean, he could be what he was for Simple on Na'Vi if he really moves a lot, and he just has to be very confident in his aim again. You know, he literally was a top 5 player multiple years. Like, he needs to get back to that level, and if he plays massive rotation spots where he's swinging everything, then, I mean, he has such high kill potential.
Oh, Jame, his chance to shine. 5-7's out, Nikadoz charging through the incendiary. Fame tucked back sight, catching wind of the last 2 players. They know exactly where they're at, and they'll sweep them away, gunning for another 9-3 half on the B stream.
Getting crushed now, so... Getting crushed now, and when we talk about the B stream games for today, there have been a fair few upsets. I feel like the teams that got upset, this is kind of on the lower end. Like, the Heroic are not really showing us that much besides their start.
We've got Fame isolated. If there's one piece that's really not been too tested as of yet.
Yeah, the rotation, these rounds are too simple. They're rotating in completely to A. The VP have not been scared to take any control, and there's no massive lurk on the other extremity, so they're just running into the maximum amount of resistance right now.
Miss flash. Heroic can't even get the flash out from main, so now they're just going to walk through the smoke blind. Electronic tucked against the wall, comes up. Oh, they mow them down again. Total stoppage of this Heroic T side from pistol and 3-0 start to nothing since. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a sight to behold. He's back. Electronic has taken over Ancient versus Heroic. He has not given them a damn chance. They won Pistol, they converted, and they never saw a piece of victory since. It was Electronic on every part of the map. It was Flit shutting down the B site basically every round. Cave was under total control, and now VP are a pistol and conversion away from an easy best-of-1 win.
It was a very, very good-looking map. Almost every round, interesting things happening for VP, as you said, and for Heroic, it was the opposite. Very vanilla, very standard, a lot of calls out of spawn, not much firepower. And so at least on CT side, they can just rely a little bit more on holding angles. Let's see if it's any different.
Shush. Oh, can't best him. Norbert with the jump over the crosshair into the dualies. Nertz to be tested here. He's got 3 players coming at him. Donut, wow. Nice clean kill first. That's Electronic down. Big scalp. Then, of course, support comes through. TessS looking to get himself into the exchange, but nobody to shoot at. Flit's just waiting for him. His bomb is planted behind box and a smoke. Oh, this could spell disaster here for Heroic. Flit's just waiting for them to emerge from it. He's got Fame alongside him, and it looks like Heroic feel the need to double back around through Temple. At the moment, they are working with no kit. They've got no util, and they are down by a player already. They have gotten out of Temple at least. Nert starts to run down A main. Nikodas kicks it off, but it's these 2 players backside that are hanging on for dear life. They've got to do it all. It's time that's of the essence. It's a 10-second stick, and I don't know if he's got this.
Oh, it's so close, but no, he doesn't have it. Bomb's going to go off, and they just took too much time, man. They were rotated around through Temple, and they were just trying to go for all these regular fights. VP were in great spots, but nothing would have changed if they exited just a few seconds earlier and tried to go for those exact same duels. There was no more utility left. Everyone was on full alert, and they just couldn't get the kills. So, I mean, not an easy retake. They still nearly pull it off, but they needed the round.
Dire straights ahead. The buy will come through. We've got Nikodas on the M4, Nertz on the MP9. And VP, take a pelting as they try to get up lane. That is Norbert dead to the nades. How does TessS kill him with a frag grenade? No assist. Oh, the first 2 grenades did enough damage to kill him with TessS, but not enough to activate the assist. That's why.
Good detective work.
I got it.
Now the question is, will this one rifle from Nikodas do anything? They've got it in a decent spot here, considering B looks like it could happen. Oh, be careful versus that TessS 5-7.
Yeah, thing's got a little bite. Electronic trying to get cheesy in the smoke again, but nah, Kicksand's going to keep him honest. He's been trying to get away with some crazy smoke.
He's in some crazy spots, man. Like, where in the world is Electronic? He's always in the funniest places, man. I'll put it this way. This is a very winnable situation for Heroic. Are they going to save? Wow, I actually thought they could still try.
Oh, they could. It's a choice, Mohan.
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle. God, imagine having to play a game of hide and seek versus James.
He just never, you don't find him, he just never comes out. The game just never ends.
We just never see James again.
Never just, oh, couldn't find me? You'll never find me ever again.
70 years later, he emerges.
See, it's like flirting versus harassment with TessS and Nikodas because they're both turned the exact same way, but Nikodas' end means he's facing away from everybody, Tessus is more turned into everybody.
Did you get a dog?
I should probably close the balcony here.
Oh man, who leaves their dog on the balcony? Animals. I'm not talking about the dog. Ooh, I can see what's happening here. These Tech 9s are about to swarm, and if Shush, I mean, he's only got an ump. Smoke grenade could help, but that's assuming they're going to respect it. There is no support here for Shush. This round could be over real quick if VP just pummel him.
They're not pelting the smoke. They're not blowing it open. Oh, Shush. Awkward timing. Molly goes too far.
He dies with nothing. Nertz's nade goes deep. That'll kill Jame at the very least.
See,
the Molotov also flusters the defense, and now sure, they'll have Temple, but that site is under wraps, and Norbert hits a zinger. Electronics inside of the donut with the ump of Shush holding for Tessus as the double Tech 9 push into the A site may have just brought it all back, but we do get this slip up from the CT lane. That's Kixan getting dangerously close to the bomb site, shut down by Fame. There goes the kill inside of Temple, and so sure enough, with lesser weapons, VP back to winning ways.
That for me is an electronic call, the once in a while type of strat to throw in there. VP in the middle of a smoke early into the round, it's just not often that you see them try to do it, but they executed that very well. And again, there was no spam, there was no pressure to the smoke. You have to pressure the smoke, because if he got tags, then he could have thrown the molly in front of the smoke if he had any information at all. But of course, it was just Shush with an MP or UMP, so he doesn't have that many bullets to spare. He's not going to do that much damage through it. But it just means that this is the best play possible. Like, it was the exact right call, regardless of if there was a smoke down. There was not much Shush that could do.
And on top of that, he's then caught with nades, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. But that's, you get caught with nades because you don't have information. If he mollied behind the smoke, which is an unlucky timing, because if he had tagged any of them before they exec, then obviously it would have screwed everything up. So just a second off. But that's why it felt like an electronic call, because they got in there so quickly.
It ain't pretty. Heroic now limping into this one with MP9s on majority. Nerds down to the bottom of middle. We could genuinely be going this entire game. I don't think we've seen an AWP in Heroic's hands once. Literally, not once.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm positive he would get one on CT side, but like, they got to get money first. If he doesn't get one on CT side,
then I'll buy Dexter's Visa. All right, VP going to scramble back to B. Whatever they felt on the other side of the map, they didn't like it. A deeper smoke inside of main, maybe. We've got two players up in cave. Man, the ramp player's looking for it, eh? Kixan can feel it. All that utility goes over him. He's going to get isolated. Flit wins the duel heads up versus Tessus. So blind, Tessus. Unfortunately, Kixan also same fate. At the very least, he'll bring one down with him. Nikodas can't get into the mix. Wasn't able to trade front lane. Wasn't able to trade in sight. And so, yes, they've maintained cave control, but the rotators are desperate to try and keep VP off this 12th. Electronic is in another smoke.
he just loves that. Wow, it works.
Oh, they sweep it away. No retake whatsoever. VP's 12th round, easy.
Wow, he's trying to get some Stewie fans, man. He's been in every smoke this game. Same
that time
angle
looked way better, though. You know, considering we've also seen him staring at his feet. I prefer this play.
I mean, this is a pretty big statement here for VP. Again, Nikadaz is not a real stand-in. He's played with this team fully since this roster's inception for a few months now, so it's not like the maximum amount of time. But it's not like they don't have a strat book together. So
just don't have the individual level to stop rate VP at the moment. I mean, Electronic and Flit putting on a clinic. Flit again, right there. Kill and a half. James gets into the action somewhat. And they will instead set sights immediately on that A bomb site.
Nice.
So this has just been a phenomenally called map so far from James as well. You know, I'm going to be so curious forever to get kind of the insights as to how much of it is Electronic, whether he's just kind of feeding James his handbook and letting James start to craft and hone this new style too.
I'm gonna bet it's James out of spawn and Electronic in the mid rounds.
So it was a very rapid response to those kills inside a cave. The immediate A transition versus the pistols, and there has been nothing to write home about here for Heroic. A dismantlement on the B stream to close out the opening games. Virtus.pro 13-4 like it's nothing.
Not even much to see there. That was a very vanilla opening half from Heroic with very simple strategies that failed, a couple of rushes that got shut down. Nothing to show for it. They really look like they had a stand-in, and I don't know how else.